So I wanted to reach out to you today personally on Clark's phone because the production company wouldn't come down and shoot this with us. But you know, I wanted just to take a moment to speak to you about Dean, my mate. So I met him in Camden Library. I'd say probably 2 years ago, and he was a great guy. He was actually there when I watched Inside Out with no audio, but no, he was a nice guy. But he struggled with like he had like a sweet addiction, and he was addicted to not just sugar but sweets in general, specifically randoms. And we then started to have this sort of crisis, and the price of randoms actually increased because whenever he was buying them, the only reason he started buying them was because they were on reduced. Always on reduced, because I don't think anyone was buying them anymore, because they were like, if they were going to buy them, they were going to because of total flushes. So he wasn't buying them anymore, and so he had addiction to sweet, and then they started to raise the price of the sweets, and this was a problem for Dean, because Dean didn't actually have a job, because he was just going all the time down to the library and like to pretend that he was working down there, because he knew the guy who ran it, Michael, and they were good friends. But Michael kept saying to me, you know, I'm actually not going to ever pay you for this, because Dean actually wouldn't do any jobs, that he knew everything was, so if anyone needed anything, he could tell you where it was in the library. Anyway, so Dean had a sweet addiction, and he needs to get some money somehow, and there was a guy on the corner of Pratt Street where it meets Bayham Street, and he would always hang around there, and he would sort of buy anything. Like he was called a market man because he was in the market for anything. He'd buy anything that you wanted to sell him, and Dean didn't have anything apart from he used to play Dumb Ways to Die, and he knew that you could sell your kidneys. So he actually said to Market Man, will you buy one of my kidneys? And Market Man was up for that because he obviously he'll buy anything, and so he bought his kidney. He bought Dean's kidney, and that was I think where the problems start with Dean, because he sold kidney for I think £50, which is fine. Actually, that's quite a lot of money, and that bought him, I think that last time, a week for randoms. So he for a week was buying the randoms, and he got his fix. He really liked the marshmallow ones, not so much the jelly ones. So he didn't bought the marshmallow off. Anyway. He started to buy these randoms, and it was all going well in his life, and we'd meet up a lot to talk about chess, because he quite liked chess. I didn't really know what it was or anything about it, but I had quite a lot of time because he had quite a nice voice. It was quite smooth, and so he's speaking about chess a lot. Anyway, then we started to have some financial problems again after like a week, because obviously the price of randoms isn't cheap, and so he needed more money because 50 quid only went so far. He also was like addicted to crack as well, so he needs to keep buying crack, which also is not cheap. I think he had quite addictive personality anyway. Anyway, so he then needs some more money, and he went back to Market Man, and he sold his kidney back to Market Man, like another one. But Market Man hadn't actually taken any of the kidneys out of Dean, so I think the problem started to arise because Market Man bought the other kidney, and then sort of left Dean for about a month, and then eventually wanted his kidneys, because he basically said they were his kidneys, and Dean found, Market Man found someone to buy the kidneys, and then so what they did is they sort of put that substance over Dean's mouth, and then he was then unconscionable, and then they took both his kidneys out, and he bled to death, and he's dead. So this wasn't that long ago, but we just want to pay our respects to Dean, because Dean was a lovely guy. We're watching Inside Out #2 in his memory, but all love and respect to you, Dean, wherever you may be right now. you weren't part of the collective. You probably never were because you can't really do anything. But thanks, Dean, and all love in the entire world to you, Dean.